So this is Kevin with Big Bear Performance. I want to proudly introduce our suspension remote reservoir shocks for touring model Harley Davidsons. I want to explain why this shock is so good and what we've done to improve over everybody else's shock in the industry. First thing I want to talk about is the piston. First off, we're using an aluminum piston, which is actually what all race shocks are made out of, aluminum pistons. And there's a reason for that. When they're machined, they'll actually have the slightest dish to them, which actually gives you a better sealing with your shim stacks. Whereas a sintered piston made out of steel, it's just ground on a flat grinder, the shims will tend to want to lift a little bit on the edges. Now, typically on a sintered piston, all manufacturers out there will use a steel-backed wear band with a PTF coating on the outside. So the actual fact that the wear band is spring-loaded is what pushes it out to the cylinder wall. And so you actually get bypass between the wear band, the steel wear band, and the piston. This is a much better way of doing it, is to take a PTFE wear band with the O-ring groove inside of our piston, which pressurizes our wear band out to the cylinder wall and gives us a beautiful seal, a perfect seal. The next thing I want to talk about is the fact that we're running pyramided shim stacks. Pyramided shim stacks give you a much more supple, low-speed feel than if you had five main shims all the same size and then added a different size clam shim to increase or reduce pressure. Another thing, a feature in our shock that I want to show is this piece right here on the end of the shaft. This is a one-way valve. So in all shocks out there that are high production, they'll actually have the end of the shaft open, and the needle that goes up the middle here for the rebound adjuster at the bottom of the shock allows oil to flow both directions. Even though it's just rebound control, the oil, when you screw in the rebound, it'll actually increase the pressure on compression. And we don't like that because we can't fine-tune the shock the way you really want to. So, putting this one-way valve here, it allows oil to come through the side of the shaft here and out the bottom on rebound, and we can control the pressure. On compression, as this goes through the oil, that shim right there closes and does not allow any oil to go back through the other way. So compression is not affected by our rebound adjustment. Essentially two separate circuits. That is technology you want inside of your single tube shock. Okay? That is very similar adjustment and feel to a double tube suspension system with two separate circuits. Moving on to the dampening rod here, the threads are rolled on the end. They're not machined in, they're not cut in. So that increases the strength and durability life of the dampening rod. Also the induction system, the chrome induction that's done to this rod is not done on the threads. Again, because when that happens, it makes the rod brittle. So that's spared there where the threads are rolled onto the shaft. That makes the shaft a whole lot stronger and gives it a lot more life. So these are some of the features that we have just in this one part. Okay. Moving on over here, we have our hose that can twist this way and also rotate. These are stainless steel fittings with O-rings installed for sealing purposes. The end eyes now are spherical bearings that have been fitted into the end eye with clips so they can never come out, but also have O-rings added in on either side with the adapters put on so that no dirt and dust can ever get into these end eyes and damage them. Compression adjustment. We've got a low speed and a high speed adjustment. So these shocks feel nice and plush at low speed, and they feel plush at high speed when we've got a lot of input but enough support on compression so that we can ride super high speeds and deal with G-outs. Okay? So it's like the ultimate shock, and that's what we've done. This is what we've achieved, the ultimate shock. I wanted to build the highest quality shock absolutely possible, and I think we've absolutely achieved it. These shocks are the smoothest shocks I've ever ridden in my life, okay? And they're amazing. And they are better than anything that I know of on the marketplace. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. If you're not happy, we'll take them back.